Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and thank you for putting a like on the videos, and to all the new subscribers, thank you for taking the time to do that. I do appreciate that. All right, let's get to it. This is the area we're going to be watching in particular the next few days, but we've also had some areas of flooding. We've had some over toward the British Virgin Islands. We had some heavier rain in parts of Jamaica. Been watching some near Cuba, the Cayman Islands, so going to get into all of that, also near the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Now, this spot, though, let me start with this because that kind of grabs headlines, so I just want to cover that and show you what I'm seeing. I want to get into the European and the American models in the wind shear for both and how that is so important. But this area is going to kind of flare up in the form of some rain, and it will kind of come at some of us. It will bring us some higher chances of rain, but that could be really good news as well. As of now, still not seeing signs that this is going to flare up into a big tropical storm or a hurricane. So let me break it down for you. Here's the broad picture, and I'll go slowly in a second, but let me just take you out on time here from today, and you can see the time frame ticking along because I really want to show you what's next as we move forward, and we'll stop the clock here on Monday. So this is Monday, days away, and you know how the weather is, it will change, but it's this area here, late Sunday into Monday, that will be flaring up near Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. So thank you for sharing this information across Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, even up toward Cuba, because we are going to see somewhere in here a big rain event kind of coming at us as we work our way into next week. This is by Tuesday of next week, and then you see this area here lifting to the north. Now at this point on Tuesday of next week, I'm really watching to see if it's going to try to spin up into a tropical storm. That is still a possibility. One, this is days away, but secondly, the water temperatures are so very warm. It's June, it is the hurricane season, so that wouldn't be a surprise. But right now, the American model is kind of pushing off the development. And that is something key to watch. Yesterday, it was showing that, hey, the American model, this could be a tropical storm, maybe Sunday into Monday. Now it's looking like, hey, maybe Tuesday into Wednesday it may try to spin up. It keeps kind of backing up the time frame, which tells me as a forecaster, it doesn't have a great handle on this. But the one thing it does have a good handle on is all of this rain that will be coming our way as we work our way into next week. And some of this will include parts of Central America, where we really need to get some of the rain, and then lifting up toward Florida and watching over toward the Bahamas. Now, let me flip over and show you the European model here. It's in actually very good agreement at this point with showing some of this rain. Now, I want to take you out in time. To start, we have scattered areas of rain. I'm going to zoom down into that because that's important. I'll do that in a second as you hang with me. And I want to get to some island by island, country by country rain totals. But first thing is first, showing some of the rain around now. So let me take you out in time as we go forward. Here's the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the Caribbean. Here's Jamaica, for example. Now, this is once again jumping ahead Sunday into Monday. It shows the same thing as the American model, the buildup of rain very close to the Cayman Islands, near Jamaica, Cuba, and even a flare-up of rain over towards Central America. So almost all of the models are showing that. Extra rain, Western and Central Caribbean, and I'm hoping that comes true for some of us since we need to get that rain. I just don't want it to flare up into a hurricane. Going out in time here, Tuesday into Wednesday of next week, this would be Wednesday of next week, showing that rain lifting up to the north into parts of the Gulf of Mexico. Now, it's not showing signs of development, but it is showing a big increase in the rain. And this is exactly what I was talking about. I think in early May, I put out or sometime in May, I put out a June outlook saying, hey, generally in the second week of June, we're really going to change the pattern. And that's what's going to happen. And you see it here, that higher chance of rain around. Now, will this develop into a tropical storm or a hurricane? So what I know is that we're going to get a blob of rain that's going to be moving in for some of us. As far as will it develop, I'm not seeing any signs of that right now. But what I am watching is this is some of the warmest water we have in the entire Atlantic Basin, the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean. Very warm water stretching back here, even over toward the Bay of Campeche, all the way over toward parts of Cuba, up toward the Florida Keys, and parts of the Bahamas. The water temps near 30, 31 degrees Celsius in some spots. That's 86 to about 88 degrees Fahrenheit. That is super warm. So yes, systems can feed off of this. So we'll wait and see on that. But I'm also seeing the wind shear still around. Now this is the American model. Here's Florida, Cuba, here's Jamaica, here's Haiti and the Dominican Republic. This is jumping out in time into next week. And it is showing a lot of wind shear right through here. And that's what could prevent this from from developing. So that would be a good thing. It would be nice for some of us to get the rain, but of course, not a tropical storm or a hurricane. Now, the European model, so this is a different computer, and these computers do a good job. There's forecasters that help out with this. This one here is also showing that wind shear right through here. So point being, if something were to try to develop, it's going to be hard to do so. So the water temperature is conducive for development, but the wind shear is not. There's a lot of wind shear through here. So at least in the short term, I'm not seeing some development. If there are some signs that the wind shear may relax, that would be a bigger concern, and that would mean there is that possibility of a tropical storm. So I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm not seeing signs of development. I like to tell you what I know and what I don't know. Now, in the short term, we're watching really an old system nearby, the British and U.S. Virgin Islands, back toward Puerto Rico. Some areas of flooding again today. If you got the rain yesterday and you get it again today, that is going to lead to some flooding. So let me know what you're getting in the comments. We've already had some rain around Jamaica, back toward the Cayman Islands. And you see here, as we get back toward the coast of Africa, some blobs of rain and storms, a couple tropical waves around, no signs of development out there in the open waters of the Atlantic. So watch this. We have this old system through here. It's not tropical in nature. It's more of an upper level system, but areas of rain and storms, especially in the Northern Caribbean. Not as much now in the Eastern Caribbean, Trinidad, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We need rain, and we just don't have a whole lot quite yet, but the rain chance will tick up. There's another tropical wave that will get closer. Guyana and Suriname, you can see tomorrow some of that rain just to the east there of Barbados, St. Lucia. That's what will start to work in as we get into the weekend. But there are some of the areas of heavier rain, and then you get back toward Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, scattered showers around. We were highlighting this together earlier in the week. This is some very, very welcome news. Trying to get into parts of Mexico with some of the rain. Costa Rica and Panama, it's been kind of hit or miss. There's been areas of rain, but not for all of us. And then getting into Sunday, you still see those scattered showers around. And then this is the area we'll watch early next week for a bigger buildup of rain. And then I'll be seeing if that does develop. And then we get those scattered showers this weekend. Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'll get into that in the forecast. Now, as far as these rain totals go, the next 3 days, this is just telling me that if you do get rain, it's going to dump on us. We're going to have some really big tropical downpours. That's why in parts of the British Virgin Islands and U.S. Virgin Islands, we've had some flooding. You see here, Cuba and the Cayman Islands, right on the edge of rain, a lot of tropical moisture around. We're going to have some 3-day totals. This white shading here, even over toward parts of Haiti, and once again, the DR of 100 millimeters of rain or 4 inches of rain, dangerous river crossings, and watching out for the potential of some of those landslides. Here's a closer look at Jamaica, and as I mentioned, it's scattered. Some spots could just maybe get 10 to 25 millimeters of rain, half an inch of rain or so, while other spots we could get dumped on. And you see, again, a few spots will, over the next 3 days, get 100 millimeters of rain or 4 inches of rain in Jamaica. It's just hard to pinpoint exactly what location. So let me know what you're getting in the comments, and that holds true for the Cayman Islands. But point being, in Jamaica and back through the Cayman Islands, all eyes are especially going to be on early next week to see that big blob of rain around. It looks like that rain chance, at least in the Cayman Islands, is going to shoot way up early next week and even be creeping up in Jamaica. Just depends on where all of that sets up. Now, here's northern Honduras, Roatan, and then you get back toward here's Belize City. You get over toward Ladyville, Hopkins. You can see scattered showers that will give us about 25 millimeters to an inch of rain the next 3 days. Some spots may stay dry, others getting the rain, but at least some of us will be getting some of that rainfall over the next few days, and then scattered storms, Guatemala, El Salvador, back toward Nicaragua. Bigger picture, there's some big-time storms around the Washington, D.C. area yesterday with some tornadoes around, especially over toward Maryland. Swinging back toward Mexico, now that's where we need a surge of moisture. So Central America, we're starting to get some of the changes over toward the Yucatan of Mexico and extreme southeastern Mexico, but Mexico proper, not as much. It would just be an isolated chance of a storm. See those scattered storms across Central America. There's that blob of rain there with that upper level disturbance, keeping some of that flooding in place in parts of Cuba, Jamaica. The Bahamas, still central and southern Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos, we're going to see that chance of some rain around. You see, as we get through the Bahamas, northern Bahamas, not as much. And if you are dry, you are hot. It is so hot in many places. ABC Islands, Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, we have been so hot. This is Saturday, and there's some of that moisture building. And there's that next tropical wave getting closer to Barbados and Trinidad that will hopefully bring in another round of some scattered showers. Rain totals not high at all in Mexico. Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, watching out for some higher totals if you get some of the downpours. Atlantic region of Canada, it's been kind of gloomy at times depending on your exact location. The active pattern stays around, just kind of these old systems end up swirling up here in parts of the northwestern Atlantic. So Atlantic region of Canada, more scattered rain on the way. This is our Friday, and then as we work our way into Saturday, same thing, more impulses of showers moving in. Now let's get a look at some of the forecast. Here's Jamaica, and I meant to up this a little bit more. I do these forecasts myself, so I put this in manually. This is not a computer. This should be a little bit higher on Saturday, so I forgot to jump back in there and update that. Same thing because I just continually look at stuff. Same thing in the Cayman Islands. 40% chance today, 50% chance tomorrow, and I would nudge it up a little bit higher on Saturday, but we covered that forecast together. Trinidad and Tobago, that next tropical wave will bring us a better chance of rain this weekend. Not a rainy weekend per se, but we are going to see scattered showers this weekend, and the hope is that we get a few more around, especially in the southeastern Caribbean, where some of us need it. Barbados, 20 to 30% chance, and about a 20 to 30% chance in St. Lucia. Barbados and St. Lucia maybe a touch higher by the time we get into Sunday. Grenada, rain chance about 30% by Saturday, could even be 40% by the time we get into Sunday. And watching that too, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as the weekend goes on, we'll see that rain chance getting higher. Martinique, about a 20% chance, very limited chance in Dominica, could see a couple passing showers. Guadeloupe, about a 20 to 30% chance of an isolated shower or storm. Antigua and Barbuda, we could get some showers around at times today, 20% chance. St. Kitts, Nevis, and Montserrat, we need some of the rain here. St. Kitts and Nevis, we've missed out on some of it. And Anguilla and St. Bart's, with that upper level disturbance around, scattered showers possible today, and still some scattered showers nearby St. Martin, Saba, and Statia. Not to say we're definitely going to get them, but we have that 40% chance for today. 40% chance in Puerto Rico, could see some areas of flooding. I was highlighting that. Where we get these downpours, U.S. and British Virgin Islands, we're going to be on the lookout for additional flooding. Bahamas, this will favor our southern zones in the Bahamas. Better chance of rain. Turks and Caicos, watching out for some scattered showers and storms. And as we get back toward the Dominican Republic, some areas of flooding. We're still going to get these downpours. The runoff in the DR and back through Haiti will lead to some flooding concerns. So monitoring that, especially for today. And then as we get into Belize, at least the rain chance headed in the right direction for us, up to a 40% chance on Saturday. Aruba, though, we are way too hot. Curacao and Bonaire, rain chance stays on the minimal side. Slight chance of a shower this weekend in Curacao. Guyana, still watching out for those pockets of flooding. 60 to 70% chance of rain, and about a 60% chance the next couple days in Suriname. 30 to 40% chance of storms in Cuba, and we could get some stronger thunderstorms in Cuba, especially late day and by the evening. Costa Rica and Panama, 50 to 60% chance. Nicaragua, 50% chance of scattered showers and storms, 40 to 50% chance across Honduras, and a 40 to 50% chance Guatemala and El Salvador. As we work our way to Mexico City, rain chance stays too small, isolated shower or storm. Yucatan, though, it will start to pick up, and it is trending wetter next week with that blob of rain that will be coming in for some of us. Rain chance in northern Venezuela, 30%. And in Bermuda today, we are mainly dry. So a really busy pattern, as is typical as we get deeper into the hurricane season. The rain that will be building in the Gulf and the Caribbean, that's what I'll be tracking the next few days, watching out for any signs of development. Clearly, I'll be on top of that for you. That area of rain will kind of lift to the north as we get into next week, and then more of those tropical waves coming. I'll be watching those as they approach the Caribbean. In June, on average, there's one named storm, and we'll see if this one does eventually spin up into a named storm. So thank you for spreading this channel with your friends and family. Be safe and have a good rest of your day.